Today we're going to be looking at GoGuardian. So in order to set up GoGuardian, the first thing you have to set up is Google Classroom. I've borrowed a fellow teacher's Google Classrooms that hasn't set up GoGuardian yet, so I can show you how. Another thing you might notice, they have older classes here. To get rid of those, you can just hit these three dots here and click Archive. You can still reuse posts from an archive class, so don't worry about that if you're trying to reuse your material. I always archive my classes so it's less cluttered here for me, but you don't have to. Now, once you have your Google Classroom set up for each class, make sure you go to GoGuardian. Alright, so the first time you log into GoGuardian, you're going to need to accept their conditions. Now, the district told us to use it, so I'm assuming they worried about FERPA, MOUs, and all those other acronyms. So I didn't bother reading it. Just click OK and accept however many times they need you to. Here we have all your Google uh, Classrooms if you've clicked Import Google Classroom. Let's click here. And you select which ones you want to import. So let's see. So this is from last year. It's looking like 21, 22. I think this is the person's last year classes, so we're gonna import the new ones. I'm not gonna delete anything for this person. If they want me to, I'll delete it later. Let's just select all. So again, whatever you have in your Google Classroom is what will be populated here. Then you click import. And let's just start with accelerate. So if you click on the class, you have your students. It only has 10 students, so obviously that needs to be adjusted for you got to make sure you get all your students in, otherwise it's going to be completely useless, guys. So get all your students into your Google Classroom first. So you can share the code, make them join. But once you do add students, it takes about 2 hours for them to add to your GoGuardian, or you can just click the sync button and it does it almost immediately. Let's talk about settings though. Alright, the most important thing, scheduling. Add a schedule. You're going to do this for every single one of your classes one time. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if we look at our schedule, sorry, I got a bunch of stuff here. If we look at our schedule, we can see that accelerate is from 11:22 to 11:47. Now make sure you use these actual times, like we don't want to interrupt anybody else's class. So what we're going to be doing is scheduling the classes and making scenes that control the students' devices. So make sure you do the 11, let me undo this, 11:22 to 11:47 for accelerate. 11:22, 11:47, not 121, obviously. 11:47, change that back to AM. And we're going to add the schedule. Once you do that, it automatically does it Monday through Friday, because we checked all these little boxes down here, from 11:22 to 11:47. Obviously, on half days and whatnot, it won't work properly, but for the most part, it's good. Scenes. You got your schedule, but it's not going to do anything if you don't make a scene. I don't do allowed sites, I do a block sites. Create a list. Name it something. I call mine normal. Description, who cares? Next. Type in something. Oh, here's a suggestion. 123 movies. Search for it. Add all. You got all kind of junk that your kiddos are going to search for. Go to the next page. Add them. Go to the next page. Add those. Go to the next page and add those. So right there, we just found 31 sites without doing anything. So let's do another one. Movie. Let's see. Oh, look, more stuff. So add those. just anything you can think of that your students will go to, add it. Twitter's, like, oh, okay, we're frozen a little bit. Give it a second. All right, so it looks like those were added. Add those. So another thing you're probably going to want to block, unless you actually use them, is Google Sites. If you block that, that will eliminate a lot of their games they go to try and get around things. I don't think many people use it. I personally do use it for the first 9 weeks. It's basically where you make your own websites, but probably most people won't need to use that, so just block it. And you can always unblock things as needed, or you can disable the scene altogether. Let's see what else might think of. YouTube. If you block YouTube, which we have, I'm going to unblock that because this person might need that. So it's not so convenient to unblock things, but we'll find it. If you do block YouTube, they can still go to any websites, well, any YouTube that you post on your, like if you create an assignment and you add a YouTube link, they can still go to it on your Google Classroom. So that's how I have mine. I block YouTube and I only have them access to the ones that are on my Google Classroom. Yeah, they don't really go to any of those. I also block Google. Yes, I do. If you're doing research a lot, probably not something you want to block. But for my class, I just block Google, YouTube. They pretty much don't have anywhere to go except for what I want them to go to. Let's see what else they have in here. Can't go to the App Store anyway. Amazon, they can watch movies on there. Definitely block that. Nitro Type, some people might like to let them practice typing. Cool Math, block it because that's actually games. And all these look like stuff block. Oops, block. Okay, and you can update this later. Let's just save that for now. So we have this normal scene. Okay. We need to go back to our classrooms, change the settings, edit, and default scene, if we change it to normal, every time this class starts, that scene will activate, which means they can't go to whatever you blocked. So YouTube or Google, if you block those, they can't go. All those random game sites, not happening. And let's just see. What time is it? Let's actually mess with the kids for a second. I'm going to go ahead and start this class manually. Okay, so we found somebody doing something they're not supposed to be doing. I'm going to apply the scene. So here you can enable or disable the scene. And as you see, it blocks their website. Alright, so if we apply our normal scene here, again, once we schedule it, it'll be automatic. And look, we have these random sites here, and you see this option to block for the class? That'll automatically add it to your scene. Update scene, Webtoons, whatever the heck that is. And I always, I don't know what that is. If we do this, block for class, you can either block that particular page or the entire site.